like the purpose of the seminar was started in 2022. When we got our recognition as an NSF, we were interacting with the ministry officials, and the joint secretary then said, please do something about classification, because there were a few incidents around classification and the image of India had suffered. So this thought has been on our mind, and apart from doing our national championships and competitions and awareness programs, we also thought we need to address what we were told to do. And what we felt is, to do something in classification means we have to solve the problem, and the problem lies in not having trained classifiers in India. And so we had to address it. And how can we build classifiers, how can we build that human resource, is by first start with building awareness about classification, the need for classifiers in India, and what is their future, how can they be involved, what are the next steps. For that, we had to be associated with our parent organization, World Ability Sport, and with consent from IPC, we finally are able to put this seminar together. And from this, I think the takeaway would be that the participants who are primarily physiotherapists, we put out messages that the ideal participants in this seminar would be physiotherapists, because they are the ones who are the perfect profile to become classifiers, because they understand disability, they understand the human body, and they can become classifiers. So we have a good number of physiotherapists participating, and these are the people who will go back and probably be part of this ecosystem. And if to 2036, if we were to win 2036, we need to have a complete ecosystem. I'm not talking the sports, I'm addressing the para sports, and classification is a huge part of the para sports ecosystem, and we need to have trained classifiers in India, and this seminar is the first step towards it.
But bigger, if you look into the bigger picture and in the picture of a national importance, it is bringing the athletes to the ground. Classification, no doubt, has been an issue, but today, with this conference that is happening, that part will be solved. But bringing the athletes on the ground and bringing the joy on and the confidence, as world bodies CEO says, how important is that catching the nerves of Indian people, Indian athlete, not only in terms of how they perform on the podium, how they perform on the field, but also giving them energy, giving them confidence, and giving them urge to be positive about their life. That is a bigger challenge, and I think you're addressing that as well, and that is great one in another way.
Yeah. So for us at CPSFI, I would like to speak about the persons with cerebral palsy. They have to visit a physiotherapy therapist to keep themselves active. So what we have been telling them in our awareness programs is that instead of monotonously sitting in a clinic and get your physiotherapy done, take up a sport, because that is going to help in your rehabilitation process. And they start enjoying a sport instead of sitting in a clinic and having to look at the doctor, look at the clinic and all of that. Sport becomes a more positive way of helping themselves. So during our awareness sessions, this is something that we talk to persons with cerebral palsy, and kind of build that interest to take up a sport. So they are coming out. They're all like, any disability is a taboo in our country, not just our country, worldwide. So we are trying to break the taboo, bring the individuals out onto the ground, enjoy the sport, enjoy their being on the ground, and train. So eventually, whether they are part of Paralympics, whether they are part of mainstream competitions and activities is secondary, but at least for their good health, I think taking up a sport is essential, and that's what we are trying to do. And so far in our 6 years of existence as a federation, as a sports organizations, we have done more than 45 awareness programs, and we have touched many lives, and I'm sure our work speaks for all that we have done, and we intend to do many more in the future.
You're not only doing a sports and sweat and glory, but you're also doing a pious job. What is the vision of Kavita Suresh for next 20 years for India and to the world at large from India?
Next 20 years is a little too long to speak. I think in the next 5 years, I would say, I've been given to understand that there are 1.4 crore, nearly 1.4 crore persons with cerebral palsy in India. So in the next 5 years, we want to do as many awareness programs as possible, touch their lives, and give them the confidence that they can take up a sport, one for their own physical health. And I'm sure anybody with good physical health and coming out, moving with other sports persons, other persons with similar disabilities, you feel more confident. The person's mental health improves. So it's not just physical health we are addressing, we are also addressing the mental health of persons. And the persons who start excelling in the sport, start winning medals, and thereby cash prizes and etc etc.
And the
They are-
recognition and the confidence they
Exactly.
gain.
They are financially better people. They benefit out of it. For some, it becomes a
Societal
life-changing-
recognition.
Exactly. Society accepts them, and it's a life-changing decision that they make when they take up a sport. So we look forward to doing many more in the next few years, and keeping 2036 in mind, I think we should have thought of this long back, but then nevertheless we are on it, and I'm sure we are going to hugely contribute to 2036 if it is to be hosted in India.
And one small question, will you take it to the smaller cities, because India being such a vast country, a continent in itself, do you want to take it beyond the metros to the other places so that that your messages get across? No doubt it will be another big challenge and logistic issues.
Yeah. So let me tell you, we are not just in the metros. We have 25 members across India. So if you see, the participants in today's seminar are from Manipur. They are from Kerala and other parts of the state, other parts of the country. So when you say Manipur, it is hard for them to come, giving the current condition in Manipur, but they are determined to do. So we have very good football players from Manipur. We have very good players from Kerala, and Kerala, in the city of Alapura, there is a training process going on. So Girija, our a member from Kerala, is working hard there. So it's not just limited to metros. We have, through our members, we are reaching the villages, the different cities of the country. Yeah.
And the two states that you mentioned, they are the sports hub of India, and they are where there are Indian sports goes for pride. Thank you very much, Kavitaji, for the work that you are doing, and also for the initiative that you have taken, and then for the years that you have put in. And I understand that this seminar, I personally know how many months you have put in to get this, and it is such a wonderful thing to see that Indian athletes with ability sports are moving up the ladder. That is the best position.
Yeah, thank you so much for this discussion, because for us, for the ecosystem to be complete, just like how classifiers are important, I think people who carry this message across to the rest of the country and the rest of the world is equally important too. So we consider you all media as part of the ecosystem, and I think you are doing a wonderful job supporting us, and thank you so much for this.
Vision Television, I must tell you, is very much into developmental news and developmental works that is happening around India. Thank you very much for your time, and I know lunch is waiting for you. With camera person Anchor-Pranab Prakhar reporting for Vision Television World.